But she had so many dates. We were like, we cannot keep up with this shit.
I remember breaking up one got me so happy. I was like, I'm free.
The thing that college kids don't understand is when you come home that first year of college, everything's different.
We didn't have social media. We didn't have cameras, thankfully.
Can you imagine me in college and I had to tell my friends that I was pregnant? I wasn't a virgin when you met me if I had a baby.
We wouldn't do it, but I know there are families that do it.
Are they black or white?
I don't even think you need to ask that question.
Hey, welcome to the pickup line.
Welcome to pickup line.
Here we go. Here we go. It's almost spring break.
It's
spring break.
It's spring break, almost summer, and this is the time of year where seniors are starting to get their college acceptance letters.
Yes.
And I have a senior.
And she already got hers, right?
She has already gotten hers.
Yes.
We're excited about that. She's going to be you.
And shout out to all those moms that are still waiting. Because we waited to commit to the very end, which was the most nerve.
Oh my gosh. I remember that whole process.
I just was praying every day. I just thought Jesus was just going to come down. Like, I was just like, oh my God, please, God, please. You know, and yeah, it was, college is important. It's important to take your time to get the right fit for college.
So my daughter, she knew exactly what school she wanted to go to. She did not want to apply to any other school. And I kept saying, hey, you want to at least apply to, like, she at least went to go visit other schools and went online for virtual tours. But she had her mind made up on what school she wanted to go to. So thankfully, she got into that
So,
school.
you know what we say to that?
Yes.
She can always transfer.
She's not going to transfer. She's extremely happy. Like,
Okay.
She's very excited about that school. It's far, but, you know.
It's far, and it's cold, and she may love it, and she may not. But it's okay if she don't, right? It's okay if she loves it right now, and it's okay if she decides in 2 years she doesn't. Because she's a genius. She can go anywhere she wants to.
She can.
Yeah. She can go anywhere she wants to. It's just, she's a smart girl.
When you applied for school, did you, like, I have a friend whose friends, like, they're applying to, like, 13, 14 colleges.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, but when I went to school, I applied to, I think, maybe 4 schools.
If I'm being perfectly honest with you, I don't even remember worrying about applying for school. My parents were going through a divorce. And it was just by the grace of God that I went to college anyway.
Wow.
And I just figured I'd go to college because I had 5 stepbrothers and sisters, and my mom had 4 kids. So my mom and my stepdad had 9 kids altogether. Everybody went to college. My sister Reese opted out, but she has a very, very good career.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't even, you know, during the time they were getting a divorce, I was like, I don't really care where I go to college at. And my stepbrother was like, oh yeah, you do? Because in this family, you know, you're either going to be the janitor or the president. We're not leading, you know, we're going to cover all angles. And so that's when I applied to school in Georgia. And so I went to college in Georgia, and best decision I ever made. I did my first year in Indiana, and then I came to Georgia. And I only did my first year in Indiana because I wanted to be close to my mother because she was going through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to be close to home. But then when I got to Georgia, I was like, ooh, hallelujah. Yes, it's a far cry from Indiana. Yeah, there's a lot more black people than I'd ever seen.
Oh, wait.
I remember going to pee in my park on a Sunday, and everybody was like, she's somewhere praying. It was so good. It was so good. I think that's like when, if I'm honest, when I was in college, y'all, that is when the original Freaknik was out. Not the one they got on TV on that special, because that's not how Freaknik was.
Right.
Freaknik was not like that special.
Right.
When I first was in college and we went, it was everybody like getting along at the park. You know, we were kids. It was nothing like that special was.
I remember going to Piedmont Park. It wasn't Freaknik because I only went to Freaknik once. I didn't really even go to Freaknik. I worked at one of the booths at Freaknik.
That's funny.
Taking pictures. I don't even remember the booth, but it was like, I think it was one of the fraternities, and they were taking pictures, and it was like they had a whole like thing set up where people could come to take pictures, like the Atlanta in the background, and I was like the person taking the picture, and then they would be like, "Will you get in the picture with us?" And I was like, "That would be $20."
That is so funny. And now they can put your face on somebody else's body. Like, it's crazy. AI is crazy, right? So we didn't have any No, we did good to have a cell phone. So one of my really good friends, he's still one of my dear friends to this day. He went to Morehouse, and his girlfriend at the time went to school with me, Little Mama. We call her Little Mama, and he would take us to Freaknecks with all his friends, and we would just have so much fun. And they were like, "More, you so green. You just have no idea what's happening." And I was like, "Oh my god, I just have never seen like in Indiana. When you grow up in Indiana, you go to the Indiana Black Expo, you go to the Circuit City Classic.
Right.
Only the strong survive Atlanta. Only the strong survive Atlanta, and I will say that because Atlanta, back in the '90s, early '90s, it was nothing like it.
Yeah.
It was nothing like
So I came down here to visit. So when I went to school, I went to Arizona State, but I didn't stay at Arizona State. I transferred, and I went to a small school in Michigan for a little while, and then I traveled.
Mm-hmm.
So I met a guy I was dating. He played overseas, and so I traveled and like went to all these different countries, which was an amazing experience. But then I was like, okay, I need to get my degree, and
Right.
so me and my friend drove down here, visited, looked at different schools, and we're like, gosh. And I never been in the South. Like I'm straight from up north,
Mm-hmm.
so or Midwest or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to school here. So then I transferred down here and finished school here.
It was just different. Like we wouldn't. For me, it was different. I never drank. I didn't drink in college. I didn't drink until.
You didn't drink until after college.
Mm-hmm. My parents owned a nightclub.
Well,
and I was like, I'm not drinking nothing. You know, I sing a lot.
Oh, right.
And so I just decided I wasn't going to drink. And then I can remember I was graduated from college. I graduated college with my son in my belly. So I was pregnant in college. Like I was like, when I tell you guys, I don't know my life like really without kids. I know my first couple years when we was at Fat Tuesdays, driving up and down Peachtree Road with the roof back. We were having so much fun. But I was in college and I worked 2 jobs because my mother was getting a divorce. So I went to the party, but I didn't drink. I hung out all the time, but I didn't really drink until after my son was born. Mm-hmm. So college for me was like a way out. College for me was not an option.
So my family paid for me to go to school when I went to Arizona State, but once I left, my mom was like, "You need to figure that out."
Wow.
Because she was like,
they told me to figure it out when
I didn't stay. And so,
I had to figure that out.
So I had to
figure that out on my own. But we wasn't. I don't think in college we were worried about being roofied. I mean, I'm sure date rape, and stuff like that. I'm sure it was there, but I'm sure it wasn't there like it is now. Like now, I feel like it would be more difficult in college with social media. I think you in college now you have your I didn't pledge, and the reason I didn't pledge, and I know they're gonna say something, is because I wasn't getting hazed. You wasn't taking my car or wearing my clothes or talking shit to me. Like it just wasn't happening.
Or telling me what to do.
At all. At all. I was not. And if I would have, who would you have decided to go to?
Honestly, it depends on where I was. Because I was approached by a couple, the main sororities at Arizona State, and when I came down here and went to school. So, but I didn't pledge either. So
I would have been an AK. I know I would have been an AK.
I know.
Tell our girl not to get mad.
I mean,
she might get mad.
She'd be like, "Of course she would."
Yeah, but she told her to get mad at me. But I would have been.
Of course she would.
If I would have done it, I would have definitely been AK. I mean, 110%. I mean, I just never.
It's not too late. You still can.
Well, I mean, come on now.
I know somebody in high school, like she did it, and she's like, I don't know.
But if I would have done it, I would have done that. But I loved, because we always hung out with my friend that went to Morehouse. So we would always go to the best parties downtown Atlanta. I lived in Buckhead. I don't even know how we afforded to live in Buckhead. We were like living in Buckhead and Sandy Springs in college. I worked at Lenox Mall in college. Lenox Mall. Look. Everybody want to know how I met everybody. That's it.
That's a question.
I worked at a shoe store in Lenox Mall, like right on the front row. And then my other good friend, this is crazy. So when you say a starving college kid, I was a starving college kid. Like my parents were going through a divorce, and I went to apply for this job at this shoe store. because Lennox was upscale and I'm from Indiana. I didn't know. I was just going to get a job, right? And when I got there, I filled out the application because it wasn't no online application. Like you had to write it down. You had to write it down, and they had to call you to come back for an interview. I will never forget this, y'all. They never called me. And I was like, what? I know I had that job. They should have called me, right? I was like, they didn't call me. I go back in there, and this is how I met one of my dearest friends. She's still my friend to this day. I walk back in and I'm like, hey, I came back to check on the job. She goes, oh yeah, we called you. Your phone was disconnected.
I was like, you're like, because I did the job.
Right? I was like, what? I'm in college. I mean, come on, you should call me back. I'm in college. And I don't think that my kids have ever experienced, maybe D when he got to London, being a starving college kid. Like they had college so much different than me. Like I was like, I mean, I'm going to tell you that it was nothing but the grace of God. Like I'm going to tell you, it was nothing but God.
Mm-hmm. We were at Taco Bell because Taco Bell had like those 50-cent tacos
or
whatever it was.
Do you remember when Wendy's had a salad bar?
Yes.
I won't. This is so funny. So my good friend, he's a guy. He's gonna laugh when he hears this. He was like, "Come on, y'all, let's go eat at Wendy's. Let's go eat at Wendy's. We're gonna eat the salad bar." I'm like, "Okay." So I get up. I run to the line, to the front of the line. I'm about to pay the cash register. He's like, "Get over here." I was like, "What?" He pulled the plates out of his backpack. He had the plates in the backpack. He had a friend that worked at that Wendy's, and
he has a Wendy's plate.
Yes, he was like, "You ain't got to pay. You ain't got to pay. We got to hook up." I was like, I don't think I would have survived college without him. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I tell you, I do not think I would survive college without him. He took care of me and my roommate, and we would laugh because we had this one girl that was our roommate. She won't remember us, but her name was Vicky. And we called her Vicky Bahosa.
Why would she remember you?
Oh, she won't remember us. She might. She's going to be mad because I just called her Vicky Bahosa. I mean, we named her Vicky Bahosa because back then we couldn't track each other. So when you would go on a date, we would look out the window of the car and get the tag number. Mm-hmm. So we could make sure she was straight. But she had so many dates, we were like, we could not keep up with this chick. Like, right? Like, we were like, what is happening, right? So we named her Vicky Bahoso.
Bahoso?
Yes. When I was in college, it was all those bars on Roswell Road. Do you remember those bars on Roswell Road?
Wait, in Buckhead?
Yes, right off Roswell Road, mm-hmm. 285. Every bar in America.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so she would always go there. And me and my other roommate were like, is she home yet? Is she okay? Just to make a long story short, the next year we moved out and got our own apartment. Just she and I together because we couldn't take it. We could not take it. It was like it was nerve-wracking trying to look out for your roommate.
But she wasn't concerned about that. Did she look out for you guys?
Probably not.
Right.
But you know what? But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I worked full-time when I was in college. Once I moved down here, I worked full-time at Jenny Craig. I think I can say that.
Damn, that shit has never changed. You have never changed.
I literally been doing
oh my God. You know how many people gonna send you a DM? Because I remember Jenny Craig.
No, I've literally been doing this since I was like 18 or 19 years old. I've been in this industry.
I probably should have met you because I went to Jenny Craig. Like, what? No, yeah, we all did.
Yeah, I worked at the one off at North Lake.
I didn't go there.
Yeah, well, because I lived in a whole other side of town, and the regional manager, because I just moved here, and, you know, I sent you my resume or whatever, because I worked
at another place.
Right? And she was like, I didn't realize traffic, right? I didn't realize how far things were. She was like, oh, yeah, that's not a big deal. You could drive from, I lived in Cobb County, and, you know, where North Lake, like, mm-hmm. It's like, she's like, you just take 285 and just wrap right around. And I was like, oh, okay.
Girl, that's another thing from Indiana. When I came from Indiana, first of all, people in Georgia cannot drive. Flat out cannot drive. Second of all, 285 is the longest highway on the planet. If you are not from Atlanta and you do not know where it's a big circle. Mm-hmm. All you're doing is driving your ass in a circle like you're the 500-mile speedway. It's terrible. And I don't even know how my mom let me drive from Indiana to Atlanta.
Now people can
and there was no Life 360.
No, and you couldn't pick up your phone and put the address in your phone, but you had MapQuest.
I didn't have MapQuest. I had a map.
No, we had MapQuest.
Girl,
we could print out.
I think I'm older than you. I had a map.
We could print out our directions on MapQuest.
I was a map. I just knew that on my way home to Indiana, I would stop at that White Castle in Nashville and call it a day. Like I was like, I didn't know. And then I was like, was you checking on me in the blizzard? So it would be me and another girl from Indiana riding home, like in my little Honda, trying to make it. Right now, today, my kids have been on a flight. Like I was not having that. I just kids go to college differently. The kids are exposed to more in college, I think now. They are more susceptible to be depressed, on drugs, drinking. I mean, I remember when Mariah got into Georgia, I was like, oh my God. They're like, yeah, it's a party school, it's a party school. I'm like, she'll be fine, she'll be fine. Then when they told me my son, his school was one of the biggest party schools in the nation, I'm like, I suppose they party at every school. It just depends on who you are as an individual.
Yeah. Well, I know when I went to school in Arizona, that was like definitely known as one of the main party schools. Understandably so.
So now that your daughter's going to college, are you going to have your first drink with her, or are you going to let her have her first drink in college?
If she wants to have a drink, I would rather her have a drink with me than experience it in college. And I would like to give her some, instructions on that, like, water and. But I've already done this with them. I've already had these conversations.
I didn't have that with Dee. I remember when Dee and his friend, he came home from college. He didn't come home a lot because he played basketball. So his schedule was tight. So he didn't get to come home a lot. I remember he came home from college one time and him and his friend were upstairs. And I found a beer can and I cried. I cried so hard. He was like, Mom, what is wrong with you? I just started crying. I was like, why would you do that? He's like, what? I'm like, why would you be up here drinking and sneaking behind my back? Like he didn't understand. The thing that college kids don't understand is when you come home that first year of college, everything's different because you're still in your mama's house and the rules at your mom's house still apply. But you're so used to being on your own, you think you can still do what you want to do. But that doesn't happen in my house.
So what was it you upset about, the drinking or the fact that he did it behind your back? Like what upset you most?
All of it.
Equally.
All of it upset me. Because, I just feel like I get that you're in college. I get that you're growing up. I get that you're grown. It's still my house. It's still my rules.
Because they were under 21.
Absolutely.
But once you're 21 and they come home, obviously, that's fine. Go
Absolutely. And it's crazy when you watch the times change because I've seen each kid go through their different phase. And I didn't drink in college, but I didn't drink in college because of the fear of addiction. Mm-hmm. Because it ran in my family. Mm-hmm. And my family owned a nightclub. I seen people drunk. So I chose not to drink in college when I was young. My kids, I'm sure, all drank in college. And it was kind of like, dang. I mean, I was a little disappointed. I guess because I don't know if I thought that you were just supposed to be like squeaky clean forever, but this is unrealistic. My expectations were unrealistic.
I definitely drank in college.
So I didn't. But I was also pregnant my first year in college, right? I was a mother. I was like a whole mom, like which is crazy. In my friend used to say, "Why do you keep on putting socks on with them shoes?" Like I would just be like, "I'm out walking my son," and he was like, "You need to get your gear together." It was crazy. I mean, I was in college. I wore the same black jeans and cowboy boots forever. I couldn't afford, stuff like that. I couldn't do that. But when Mariah, and I think that's part of my parenting, when Mariah, Dee, and Gracie were growing up, I just always wanted to make sure they had things that I didn't. Mm-hmm. So when it came to Gracie, and Dee and Mariah were already older, I will never forget when she looked at me and she said, "Are you going to let me have my first drink with you, or am I going to have it behind your back?"
Who asked you that, Mariah?
Gracie.
Oh.
And I was like, okay.
See, my oldest.
We're at Crossroads right now. And then her dad was with us. And from what I know, this was her first drink. Like, right? But I appreciate her honesty. Her dad was with us. Dee and Mariah were with us. We were at her cousin's wedding. We were in a different country where they allowed, she was drinking age. And we both just sat there and took our own drink. We took our own drink and was like,
That's how I would want it. I would want my daughters to say to me that, and like, let's have that conversation. I'm all for like the open conversation about it because then we can discuss it. And so I would
I
have
didn't
done
want
the
to
same
discuss
thing.
shit.
I would be like, yeah, let's just have
I'm
it
just
together.
telling you, I didn't want to discuss shit. I was just kind of like, wow, my child is about to drink some champagne. She didn't like it. I was like, girl, if anything, you should be liking the champagne. You should be liking the booze. I was like, you should be liking the booze. You should be liking that other shit. But anyway, I was like, whatever. But Dee and Mariah were both like, Mom, she's in college. It's better for her to be able to talk to you about some of the things she wants to do.
I agree with that.
Which is still gets hard because every college girl now has like 9,000 earrings. Like, what is this teeth jewelry? Like, they all want the teeth jewelry. I mean, it's just like, I'm just like, okay, but I have to remember myself in college. When I was in college, I had all the earrings. I had a whole stack armful of Tiffany bracelets. I haven't changed as far as that's concerned. I haven't changed. I had my Gucci bag. I had all the things. I was still thinking I was that girl, but it was different because it's different when your kids are drinking. It's different when your kids are going out. I mean, I haven't had my phone off since my son went to school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't turn my phone off.
Yeah,
I don't turn it off.
I hope if my daughter wants to have a drink that we do it together. And as far as like, I asked her if she wants to go to get a second hole in her ear. Like, she hasn't said anything to me. I'm like, let's get your ears pierced again. And she's like, I'm like, no, let's go.
It's like every girl has that uniform: short shorts, a crop top, 70 earrings. Like, it's just like it's different. But then I have to think about myself when I was when I was in college, I had red lips, red nails, and an asymmetrical haircut. I cut half my hair off on the side. I thought I was Sheila E.
Or salt and pepper.
No, I did. I was definitely talking. I cut all this off. I had my roller skate going with my bang, and I was like, what? It was just weird. If you could do something differently when you were in college, what would you do?
I mean, I feel like everything has worked out. Like, all the experiences I had, like going to Arizona State and then leaving and traveling and then moving down here and finishing school here, and everyone that I've met along the way has been so like full and like so like robust, you know. So I can't say that I would change it. Like, if I wanted to be very traditional, I would say, you know, I should have stayed and finished school, you know, in Arizona. But, you know, I don't know that that was really the path. So I don't think there's anything that would really change.
I don't think the kids need a path because I think that when you're young and you're deciding on what college you're going to go to, you don't really know. Like, you don't really know. I transferred. You don't really know. You just think you know. You think you know where you want to be. You think you know what's happening. I can remember when Mariah was in school, her first year, she came home every single weekend. Mm-hmm. My first year, I came home every single weekend to check on my mother. I felt like I needed to come home to check on my mother, right? So I didn't get the full college experience like I wanted her to have. And that's why I was like, baby, don't come home. I mean, why are you coming home every weekend? But then you don't ever want to tell your child not to come home because home is your safe space.
And then maybe
so I wanted her, I wanted her to come home. Well, D was so far, he couldn't come home all the time, and he was an athlete. You know, so when they're student athletes, it's completely different. And Mariah, she was a non-athletic person. Oh. That's so funny. At first, she wasn't going to be at first. Non-athletic person. I don't know. Mariah, Gracie has to tell us this increment. I don't know what this is. But anyway, so Dee and Gracie were both student athletes. Mm-hmm. They have a totally different college experience than Mariah had. Mm-hmm. And when Mariah was giving advice to Gracie, she's like, oh yeah, you definitely want to play in college because college for athletes is completely different than college for regular people. Yeah. They see a totally different side of college.
I can see Kay doing that. And she'll be all about that.
It is. It's a totally different side. But I think that I met some of my best friends in college that are still my friends. They're still my friends.
I met friends while I was in college, but not necessarily. I'm not in contact with anyone that I went to college with really at all. but the people I met while I was in college, I'm still friends with them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
The people I like meet out, like a lot of the people I met, it was at the gym. You know, and like I'm still friends with them to this day. That's where I met a lot of people.
Can you imagine me in college and I had to tell my friends that I was pregnant? Yeah. So when kids say to me now, they're like, "Oh, such and such is pregnant now. She's getting married." I'm like, "Well, she has to be pregnant now because she can't have an abortion." And second of all, I was pregnant in college.
Yeah.
So don't talk about her. Doesn't necessarily mean that she's fast and
well, it doesn't
crazy.
define her.
No, it just means that
she's having a baby.
She's having a baby. She's having a baby, and if I could get a hold to these college girls and tell them, be ready,
to not get pregnant.
Hopefully, don't in this today and age, because if you're in college, and like we got an opportunity to hook up. Like I mean, I would say this to anybody that knows me or dates me. They can say what they want to say. I wasn't a virgin when you met me if I had a baby. So I mean, that just didn't happen. Right. But what I will say is, for kids now in college to enjoy themselves, just basically you got to be on birth control. I mean, I'm just gonna hit it where it hits. Like you got to be on birth control because you can't decide to have an abortion. And I decided I was gonna have my kid because I was gonna have my kid. Mm-hmm. Like I was gonna have my kid. We was gonna ride out. Like right, we was gonna throw on some jimmies and go. And I was like, that's what we did. That's what we did. But for girls now and guys that are in college, you know, you got to worry about the date rape drug. You got to worry about drugs, period. You got to worry about social media, cameras. We just talked about this last week, Houston. Yeah. People taking pictures of you when you hooked up with somebody. So it's like you can't even like get your groove on like Stella without somebody recording shit.
I mean, I'm sure this stuff was happening when we were in school, but it just wasn't as like we didn't have social media. We didn't have cameras, thankfully. Mm-hmm. We didn't have cameras everywhere.
I'd be suing a whole lot of folks.
Oh my gosh. But I think you have to teach your kids. Like I was saying earlier, like that's a conversation I've already had with my daughter, well, my oldest daughter for sure, about drinking. Even going to parties as, you know, in middle school or, you know, my Kaylin's a freshman. I'm like, if you're going to a house party or you're just going to a party in general, like you need to hold on to your drink or you need to don't.
You know, in California,
drink,
they cover
open your own.
In California, they have a thing.
Open your own, get it in a can. Like, don't leave it just sitting.
I used to think that my kids didn't listen to me. I was like, yeah, my kids aren't listening to me because when Mariah first got to school, like first, I wasn't worried about D. I was not worried. I was not worried about D because D is a really nice young man. He's sweet, but when that other side come out, I mean, he's not to be played with. When that other side come out, it's like, oh, hi, Miss Tina. Hi, Miss Tina. He's not to be played. And he's not going to allow you to play with his sisters. But when Mariah went to college, and Gracie, I got everybody their spray, pepper spray. I pepper sprayed everybody up. But I will never forget one day Mariah came in and she had this pink taser. And it was like, she was like, yeah, Mom, I'm going to use the taser. I go, if you remember to charge it. I'm like, what happens if you go tase somebody and you forgot to charge it up? But she did a video the other day with her shit. I was so proud. I was like, yeah, girl, you learned something. I was so excited.
Taser's a great idea. I'm going to get that for her.
But she got to charge it.
She'll charge it.
You got to charge it.
Oh, Kendall's not going to, she didn't let her phone get below 90%. So she'll charge.
But Gracie's team does self-defense with the volleyball team. They do self-defense. Mm-hmm. And they learn. And again, I'm not there. I don't know. I keep my phone on in case I get a late night call that I'm drunk and I just decided I'm going to meet Jesus tonight and it's just going to be a great conversation and we just talk it through. And I've had those calls with 2 kids. I ain't never had that call with Gracie. Gracie was just like, I'm about to take a drink. You gonna do it with me or not? I was like,
that's why we call her G.
Yeah.
That's why we call her G.
I was like, dang, okay. Like life is different.
Okay, so I'm getting her ready getting Kendall ready for college. And the things that I'm thinking about so I can give her space, of course, but still I guess give myself a little bit of peace of mind. We know to pray, obviously. I have Life 360. Mm-hmm. I already have. Well,
shout out to Life 360.
But she's not on Life 360, but she's on the Find My.
Life 360.
Right.
So, because if somebody else is driving,
Right.
You can know how fast that's.
So I have to have a conversation with her about that because she, to our point about keeping things charged, she doesn't let her. Apparently, Life 360 drains your battery, and she likes to keep her phone charged like at night. I'm just telling you what the child said. So there's that, and then I think like pepper spray we have. I would like to get her probably like a taser or something. I think that would be good to have. Girl, I'm trying to think of the things she's gonna be like thousands of miles
the
away.
Life 360 uses all your battery.
Girl,
I'm just saying what she said.
all the apps use your battery.
I know. I'm just saying
Come
what
on,
she
baby.
said.
She's gonna be mad at Auntie. She's
You
like,
just
I'm not
talk to her.
coming back for
You
filming.
can just talk to her later.
Look, I'm not coming back for filming because she just told me to get Life 360.
Yeah, she'll be back. But
it's no option.
So
it's
there's,
not an option.
so there's
it's
that.
not an option. It's not an option.
So that's one thing we would say to moms or parents getting ready their kids ready for
I mean,
college.
and honestly, when you have Life 360 or something like that, it ain't like you zooming in. Oh, Kendall's at the hookah bar. You don't know where she is because you ain't in the same city.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just nice to know. And I tell my kids this right now, and my kids are grown. I just need proof of life.
But how different is that from when we were growing up? Because I was in a whole other country.
Girl, I just had to pray that D got there. I just had to pray that D got there.
A whole other country with no cell phone, no Life 360.
Do you understand? This is not funny, but it is. I called the Vatican for my son.
Wait.
I called the Vatican, London. I called my son.
The Vatican in Italy.
Yes.
So
my son went on a trip. I cannot even lie. My son went on a trip overseas with his school. And as soon as he FaceTimed me, I saw gallons of vodka. And I was like, oh, God, I'm going to act like I didn't see that.
Why didn't you say something to him about it if you saw it?
Oh, wait a minute. I'm like, I'm act like I didn't see that. But he was cool. He's like, hey, Mom, this is our place. This is where we're at. And this is why I call the Vatican. He goes, and we live right next door to the Vatican. Well, when I couldn't find him for 4 days,
that's a great story.
I called the president of the school, and I called the Vatican just to see if somebody's seen his little black ass. Like, I was like, he's somewhere. I'm like, I know he's somewhere. He called me and was like, Mom, did you call administration? I did.
And the Vatican. Did you tell them?
I called all of them. I called everybody. I called everybody. I'd have called Jesus if he was able to answer. I called everybody looking for my son. He didn't answer me for 4 days. And now we don't have that problem. We don't have that problem. We don't have that problem from any of my kids. Because I was like,
yeah, you don't.
Look, I was dialing, and then I'm like, hello, my name is Miss Goins from Atlanta. And my son,
Georgia.
Yeah, my son is there at a school program. But he hasn't answered me. I need proof of life. I tracked his ass down, and I found him, and I called. And he got on the phone. He was like, Mom, I said, I called the Vatican. I called the school. I called the president of the school. I called every number that was listed for that school.
I get it, though. I probably would have done the same thing. But that's amazing. That's a great story.
And listen to me. And if I need to call him again, I will. If I got to call for my grandkids, I will. I just need proof of life. Gracie go, yeah, Mom. No, I don't care. I don't care what you... Because this is what I have to tell my kids, and this is what every parent should tell their kid. I'm with you. I can help you if you show me how to help you. I'm going to ride with you if you let me. So you may not be in the best of situations. But if you blindside me, I can't help you. Mm-hmm. But if you don't blindside me and I know, like, well, shit. I mean, right? They at the club. She ain't 21. Then I can't help you. But if I can help you because you told me the truth and I know where you're at, because the police ain't gonna knock on my door talking about Jenny's at some place and she's not where she needs to be, because then I'm blindsided.
Right.
So if you say, you know what, Mom, hey, I took a few days and went somewhere else in Italy, or I decided to go somewhere else, I'm totally fine with that, because I can't control you then, but I want to be able to help you. And so if me helping you means that I got to deal with the reality that you turning up, then that's just the reality I got to deal with, right? I do. I'm with you when you're right, and I'm with you when you're wrong if I know what the circumstances are, right? I can't throw you a life raft if I don't know where to boat you on.
Yeah. So you saying proof of life every day or every 2 days?
Gotta be. I still text my daughter and say, hey, I haven't heard your voice. I need to hear your voice.
So every day?
Not every day, every couple days.
Every couple days.
I just need to see some movement. Even if it's Find My or Life 360, if I see some movement, if you ain't moved in a few days, then I'm coming in. I'm coming in hot.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I am. I'm coming in. And I don't, I don't overstep my boundaries. Like, I don't overstep. Gracie probably thinks I overstep because she's in college, but I want to know. I want them to have fun. I want them to go to the club. I want them to. Atlanta's amazing. I want them to experience Atlanta. I want them to experience the world. I think the best education for any young person is to travel.
I agree with that, yeah.
Go see the world.
Mm-hmm.
Go get different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
You think you like this person, you may like that person. Like, you don't know what you like. You may like this food, you may like that food. And I'm okay with it as long as I hear from you. If you're in college and you want to take a college trip, take it.
Oh yeah, we did that in high school. Like she went to Germany and Norway and Denmark, and she loved Berlin, so she thinks that's someplace she wants to live. At some point. But I see myself when she leaves, which is going to be like very emotional, but I'm very, very happy and very proud of her.
It is emotional.
So that's going to be an adjustment for sure. But I think I'm just going to plan out the trips like for the first 6 months.
And your first child, I'm just telling you this now, I'll buy you a bottle of wine before you, just let me know. Just when you come back from the airport. You said just one.
Well, I thought we were going to drive. She's like, we're going to fly.
My friend Ty was here. And we had to take D to the airport early because he played basketball. So he had to leave early. And I remember going to see the school, and it was like, I went to the school, and once they opened the doors to the church, it was like it was like doves were flying. I was like, oh, he's going to be great. I didn't realize they drunk their ass off at that school. I didn't realize that school was like, it's Catholic, and Catholics drink. Catholics drink, like flat out drink. But anyway, she and I were going to drop D off to the airport. We were in his little BMW, and we turned that corner on 85 to where 400 merges to 85. And I just start crying so hard. I was like,
wait, you didn't go with him when he checked in because it was so early?
He was playing basketball, and he was early. He was going for summer.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, Mom, you don't really need to come into this.
Oh.
No, I went to move him in. Me, my mother, all my sisters, the whole family moved every child into their door.
That tracks.
I got every picture from every movement.
That tracks.
I remember looking at his roommate's bedspread, and I was like, ooh, okay. I was like, me.
Did you pick out something for his roommate?
No, but D was Pottery Barn down. I was like, D was Pottery Barn down. It was like he got a penthouse. But I say all that to say this. When I turned that corner on 85, my heart just jumped out of my chest. My son was leaving me. And my friend Ty was just looking at me. I couldn't stop crying. I cried till I was like, I cried all the way to the airport. I cried all the way home. I cried every day, and I have never, since that day, turned my phone off. From that day on, that boy has been rocking and rolling, seeing the world. Now when I go to visit him in another place, he's like, hey, Mom, welcome to London. Hey, Mom, welcome to this place. I'm like, oh, my God, I don't worry about him now because he makes it happen.
Yeah.
He
and
makes
he
it
had
happen.
those experiences growing up, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll fly her up. I thought we were going to drive her, but she said she wants to fly up, so we'll fly up to move her in.
And send care packages. I send care packages to my kids.
And then I think I'll probably just find a condo or something to buy up there. We could film from Boston.
And I couldn't do that because my kids were all a different age. I wish I could have done that. My kids were all different ages. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it's not.
Maybe I'll just take my own college trip.
What college trip are you gonna take?
Like a grown person that didn't really get to experience college and take a college trip.
You can come with me.
Yeah.
To Boston. Mm-hmm. Where would you go?
Which college would I take the trip to?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I never tailgated with Mariah in Georgia.
Really?
I never did.
I'm surprised.
I know, right?
Yeah, but I think you would have done that.
I didn't go to a Georgia football game with her the whole time. Because I was always in volleyball with Gracie.
Yeah.
So then when was a free day to go to a game, I was like, I'm asleep. I never did it. But I would do that.
Georgia?
I would go to a Georgia game and tailgate.
Yeah,
and
their stadium is amazing.
And have fun.
We went to go tour Georgia because I'd never been. And I was like, whoa.
I keep trying to get you to, And I go to Gracie's games, but I've not been to a football game there either, or a basketball game there. That's weird. Mm-hmm. And I only went to a basketball game when Dee was playing in college because Dee was playing in college.
Mm-hmm. I love going to live sporting events. It's so fun.
We went to the Nat. No, we didn't go to the Natty. We went to the Final Four this year. I mean, I go to the events, but I never went with my kids and hung out and tailgated and did all those things. That would be fun.
So that would be the school you go
But then they used to talk about some of those mothers that was tailgating. They was like, they drunk. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that's going to be you.
No, it ain't going to be me.
I'm just like.
We went to parent weekend with Mariah. We toured them.
I can't say
that was bad too because we were singing Chris Brown.
I've only been to Chris Brown.
Yeah, we were singing Chris Brown.
Which one? Fine China?
I think it was the bad one. I gotta ask Chauncey now. It was like, I was singing Chris Brown and broke it down. That was funny.
That's hilarious. I can see that actually.
Chris Breezy. And we had fun.
That was our song one summer.
We had fun. We shut the club down with Mariah. And Dee. Everybody was there. It was the whole family.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. So that would be so your college experience, you go to Georgia. That's where you would go.
Don't quote me because it might be somewhere else to go.
What is school? So after
I go to a HBCU homecoming. No, I did do that. I went to Hampton's homecoming with my niece.
Oh, that's right, fun.
Oh my God, it was Harpoon Larry's. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, my niece got to know Auntie Nicolette.
Bad meaning good.
Yeah, I got on the table. I got on the table and started dancing. We had the best time. We stayed at the Embassy Suites. It was Harpoon Larry's. Mm-hmm. My niece is gonna be laughing when she sees
That's fun.
Yeah, it was so fun.
I don't think I've ever been to
Hampton
HBCU
was great.
Homecoming.
Oh my God, girl.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, yes I have because I dated a guy who went to South Carolina State. I think that's HBCU.
It is.
I'm about to get ate
Oh,
up.
it is.
I'm about to get ate up for that.
No, Don was just gonna call you and tell you that ain't no HBCU.
It is. South Carolina State is.
Yeah.
But I went to his homecoming. That was fun. Did you consider going to HBCU when you're looking at the school to transfer to?
Never.
Yeah.
Isn't that terrible? I said never like that. Okay.
Oh, what does that mean? Never. Interesting. Because of the accommodations?
See, I talk a shit.
I'm just asking.
Mm-hmm. Well, my whole, all my stepbrothers and sisters went to Tennessee State. Everybody went to Tennessee State.
Mm-hmm.
I got to Atlanta because my stepbrother, Riddy, was a teacher, and he was always on me about my education. I don't care what you do, who you date, how you do it, get your education.
That's right.
I don't care what you do, who you date, how you do it, make your own money. I don't care what you do, who you do, how you date. Have two options. You're the janitor or you're the CEO. Make sure you do that. So I came to Atlanta to visit with my friend Anne Marie, her grandpa. We came down to Atlanta and we were like, oh my God, this is great. You know, all the black people was like driving Rovers and had money. And it was just quite different than Indiana. You know, like in Indiana, you have a pocket full of well-to-do, black people. When you come to Atlanta, it was like a mecca. Mm-hmm. It was like driving down Peachtree for me was like a dream. I was like, oh shoot, I can do this. I got ready to go to school. My mom was like, it's okay if you leave. And I packed my shit. I think I had $54. I got on the highway in my Honda Prelude with no AC. And I came to Atlanta.
Yeah, we visited. My friend that came with me, we visited the different schools. And my mom actually suggested that I go to HBCU after I left Arizona. But after visiting the schools, I just decided that wasn't for me. But I think it's great, though. I think it's a great way to get an education and really understand, your history. And
it is.
It builds, community.
My nephew graduated. All my family, a lot of my family, and a lot of them are engineers, went to HBCUs. But I don't remember my parents going on the college search journey with me because I don't want that to sound wrong. I don't remember them saying, here are your options for college. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember going through that process with anybody other than my stepbrother. Like I don't remember that. So
Yeah.
I just went to the first school I got in.
I think my mom wanted me to be in Arizona because it was far away from Michigan and far away from a guy I was dating. I think that's why she's like, so Arizona State, Michigan State.
Did you always have a boyfriend? Because when we talk, you always say the guy was dating.
I know, it does sound like it though.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I always had a boyfriend. I remember breaking up one guy and being so happy. I was like, I'm free. So no, I haven't always had a boyfriend.
So did you go from one boyfriend to another boyfriend?
Mm-mm.
What's the longest you didn't have a boyfriend when you were in college?
In college. Oh, I didn't have so after I moved down here, I didn't have a boyfriend for a really long time. So when I moved down here, let me see. I was probably here for a couple of years or at least before I had a boyfriend.
Okay.
Like I dated, but I didn't have a boyfriend. And I worked for this guy.
Do you want your kids to have boyfriends in college?
I want them to date in college and maybe find their boyfriend in college. But I want them to date, and get to know
themselves.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, get to know yourself. I don't think my kids had boyfriends in high school.
Did you have boyfriends in high school?
I did.
Yeah, I definitely had a boyfriend in high school.
I think that's what messed me up.
What do you mean messed you up?
I just think high school is young to have a boyfriend.
Well, I think that we focus on things differently than, like, I look at my daughters and I look at, like, high school was for me. And I was like, my high school experience was definitely different than what they're experiencing in high school. And I want them to have the experience that they're having, focusing on school, their education, homework, sports, clubs, all that kind of stuff, where I did all that, right? I was, a pom-pom girl and I danced, all that kind of stuff. But
do you think, so right now it's spring break, right? Do you think that it's cool for high school parents to allow their boyfriends to go on spring break with them or their girlfriends with the family? Like spend the night with the family on the spring break and go out of town with the family and the kids.
I mean, I think that all depends. That just depends. I don't know. It seems premature, but what's the difference in having like a friend come?
It's a boy.
But they're just friends.
I'm not doing that shit.
I'm not saying I would do it, but I'm just kind of being devil's advocate. You know what I mean? I can think of some families.
I know, I'm going to get ate up on this.
No, I can think of some families right now that I know that would do that.
Mariah's not going to be like, hey, Mom, yeah, B's coming with no.
In high school.
He can go with his own family. I'm just not ready for that. I'm not ready. No. I think that's young.
But then how do you get to know? Well, you have to set boundaries. You know
how
what I mean?
Get to know him? Come eat dinner.
Well, I know. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, we ain't got to go on a road trip. And
but
I know.
When families take trips together anyway, like, how do you know that there's not, like, a connection happening between your kid and one of the kids of the other families? You don't know. People take vacations together all the time.
But I didn't know with the other kind of families like that. Like when we went in high school, we had our spring break family that we always traveled with. They had 2 girls. Her husband came, I came, we came. We did what we did. We had a date, but it wasn't. Hey, yeah, we're going on a cruise, and my boyfriend's going, and he's gonna no.
Yeah, I mean, I know families that do it.
I know families that do it too, and it hurts my feelings every time they tell me.
We wouldn't do it, but I know there are families that do it.
Are they black or white?
I don't even think you need to ask that question.